Welcome back, everybody. We've been gone for
2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks now.
Jeez.
But we're back. We got Garrett and we got Brandon.
What's going on, guys?
And we're going to hit you with some playoff predictions.
All right, so I do want to get past the first two games pretty quickly. We're not going to get in depth of why we think we're going to win. Just give us a quick reason, guys. Obviously, first game isn't pretty.
No.
Both quarterbacks, well, the only quarterback in Derek Carr that should be doing something is broke down.
Broken.
So the car's broke down. So we're gonna say Oakland over Houston. No reason at all. Just a better team, better roster, depth. That's all they
Texans
got.
aren't going to score
Right,
points.
and they have a better coach. So
by far.
next game, Seattle-Detroit. This is an interesting game, but I do think Seattle's going to get the win strictly off of home field advantage. And like you said earlier, have something to do with weather, maybe. So depending on how that plays out,
Detroit is very dangerous, though.
In fourth quarter, they're very, very dangerous. But
pass game as well.
Matt Stafford, ever since breaking his finger, has thrown 4 interceptions.
True.
In 4 weeks. So that is also something to look out for. But I'm still going to take Seattle just because of the experience of that team in the playoffs, and they have home field. And besides Kansas City, I wouldn't want to play in Seattle at all. So we're getting down to the two games that are actually probably the most interesting games I've ever seen or going to see all year.
Both on Sunday.
Both on Sunday
as well.
If you guys have plans this weekend, do it Saturday because this Sunday is going to be wild.
You're going to want to watch the football.
Exactly. Pittsburgh, Miami. This is a big game for both teams. The last time they played, Pittsburgh throttled them, but their defense wasn't playing well. Their quarterback situation was, and Jarvis Landry was not sure what they were doing with him, and Jay Ajayi hasn't completed himself.
He absolutely took off after that game. I think that was the game before he had those multiple 200-yard rush games.
So now that that's all happened, completely different offense, completely different defense.
They're dangerous, too.
This is crazy. I did want to bring up something. Someone did talk to me about, and actually a Pittsburgh fan was talking to me about, he's only worried about Ndamukong Suh, but I would be more worried for that second level because, like Garrett Blount did with Ndamukong Suh last week, he all he did was just get in his head. He ran him over, and every time he tried to tackle him, he kept getting in his head and making those little comments.
It's so easy.
And then after that, Ndamukong Suh, when he's mad, just doesn't play well at all. He overthinks everything. So I think it's obviously not the best way to play. It's not clean. But you gotta do what you gotta do to get that ring. So I'm gonna say Pittsburgh gets the win here. Le'Veon Bell notches 200 plus all-purpose yards. Le'Veon Bell also has 100 yards and a TD. Ben throws for 300 plus and 3 touchdowns.
I completely agree.
So I feel like it's gonna be close. Matt Moore may do something depending on how Jarvis Landry plays, and Jay Ajayi is obviously gonna have a big game because Cameron Hayward can't tackle him all game long.
Right.
And I feel like counters once you get James Harrison out of the picture. I feel like you're good to go. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh, not by a big margin, maybe by like a score or two, but
one thing to look at as well is Pittsburgh is really good at forcing fumbles. They have a lot of hard hitters. Ryan Shazier is going to be big in this game.
He has to.
He's going to be absolutely monumental in stopping that run game.
Absolutely. I did want to also bring up Miami, sunshine, beautiful place. Pittsburgh, crappy, cold,
gloomy.
Right.
Did want to bring that up. Field is also grass. It's not turf. So let's see just how that goes with Miami. Now, the biggest game of the year by far, not even a question. Red hot Green Bay, red hot New York. Who you guys taking?
I'm actually, I think the lone New York guy in here right now. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. You are.
I like Seattle. What Green Bay has done, or not Green Bay, what the Giants have done is replicated a defense that has worked. They only allow 15.7 points per game.
Right.
I believe that's wrong. That's I think 17.4 points per game. Not bad. It's very, very good. Second to New England, your guys' team.
Right.
Now, the other side of things, they have the most dynamic wide receiver in the league.
Ever since Randy Moss.
Right. So you got a guy like that. You got a playoff quarterback. He's 8-3 in the playoffs. Eli Manning.
He's not a bad quarterback. I just hate him.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
I do as well, but I've got to respect that 2-time Super Bowl champion. But the thing that questions me is the 3 first-round exits. Now,
that's the question.
Yeah.
He can get past these first-round droughts. He's dangerous.
You wonder which one shows up, though.
Exactly.
And that's the problem with playing a team like Green Bay. In Green Bay,
put up some points.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to have to take Green Bay in this one, but
at Lambeau, I can't blame you for taking them.
Aaron Rodgers is hot. It's going to be cold. We're near in January. It's going to be freezing. And those players, they probably take more ice baths than anyone. Just like because they play in the weather where they're just going to have to be cold. The offense finally found its balance the past 6 weeks. Aaron Rodgers playing like on a godlike level. Ty Montgomery becoming that rusher that they need. And Randall Cobb coming back. Jordy Nelson, 14 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 12 touchdowns. And this kid that people don't really think about, Jacob Allison.
He's
no one's heard of him, but in Randall Cobb's absence, he's been that number 3 guy, and he's played very well. So I'm going to take Green Bay over New York, and I feel like Garrett is too.
I think Aaron Rodgers puts up like 380 with 4 touchdowns.
One thing I think
he's got a big game.
One thing I want to look at very quickly, is last time New York played the Redskins, they only allowed 10 points.
And
Green Bay allowed 42 points to the Redskins.
Yeah, but also
that was the week before.
Right, that was the week before their stretch. Now,
but still, that's a lot of points.
They also allowed 24 points to the Lions. And in terms of offense, I believe that New York's offense is going to shine and play much better than Detroit's did.
And I did want to bring this up, that the reason they scored 24, they would have only scored 17, but one of them was a Hail Mary play. Yeah. So it was kind of luck, but
I mean that's completely
it's still
within
a touchdown.
Eli's arsenal.
Still
right.
That's an Eli
Manning.
Manning.
That's his play. So
they just get big plays. OBJ is the biggest
playmaking, dynamic wide receiver that I've ever seen.
For
play
me,
football.
That's what puts them over.
Absolutely,
the Packers.
So
can't argue with that either.
Out of the first round, we're not going to worry about the second round yet. We'll get that to you guys next week.
First round.
We did want to talk about who do you guys think will be in Championship Sunday participating, and who do you think will be in the Super Bowl?
I'll let you go first.
All right, I'm going to go Patriots, Packers.
Patriots, Packers. That's not a bad one.
And the Patriots win.
The Patriots win.
Obviously, it's going to be a good game.
Right.
Super Bowl game. It's never not
exactly.
a good game, but I just think Brady, too much experience. He's just the
absolutely.
best quarterback of all time, and I think it's too much for Brady.
I am going to second that, but the only team that I think in the AFC Championship, it's going to be Kansas City and New England.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The reason New England is because they do have plenty of film on Kansas City. Last time they played, New England won.
You know they're going to prepare better than
And the only
problem,
the only reason I think Kansas City is going to get there is because, like we've talked about, they have a weird but very good defense. You have no idea why they're good, but they're good.
They're fantastic.
Leading the league in turnovers, have 33 takeaways this year. And they have this big playmaker named Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Everyone's heard of Tyreek Hill. You know, he's just a 5'10", 185-pound guy. But when he gets an open field, good luck trying to catch him.
Don't sleep on Alex Smith either.
Exactly.
He's
Alex
not a
Smith,
bad quarterback.
cold-blooded. Andy Reid, great head coach. Travis Kelce coming off of a big game. It's going to be a dang good championship Sunday. But in the NFC Championship, I'm going to take Green Bay and Atlanta. I think Aaron Rodgers, that's really the only reason that I think they're going to get there.
Talk about similar teams, though. Really.
Honestly. And their offense is finally balanced. Atlanta does have the best offense, though, averaging 33 points a game. I did not know this, but Matt Ryan, every time he throws a football, gets 9 yards out of it. I have never heard of that.
Matt Ryan played on another level.
That's really a first down every time he throws the ball.
If that's not MVP statistics right there, I don't know what is.
My MVP candidate, I'm either going to take him or I'm going to take Tom Brady.
I say Matt Ryan because the only reason, now, a lot of people argue this with Le'Veon Bell, the reason why he's not in the talks is because he got that suspension.
Right.
Brady's was undeserving completely. Don't get me wrong there, but I think that's the only thing that holds him back.
With 28 touchdowns and
best TD to end ratio ever.
That's the part that keeps him in it.
But, again, Matt Ryan did start all 16 games.
Right.
So
very good, number one.
And the X factor for the entire Falcons postseason is going to be this guy named Vic Beasley, who no one's talked about, but is leading the league in sacks with 15.5.
Wow.
Small guy, but he can get after your quarterback. And another thing, this new Atlanta head coach, he takes risks, and I like
that's good
when coaches take risks.
Do you know where he coached? He was an ex-Seattle defensive coordinator.
Yes, he was
taking risks right up their alley.
Exactly.
Atlanta's great. I'm having them and the Giants. I think the winner of the total NFC comes from the Giants Green Bay game. I just think they have a little bit extra right now than Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlanta's going to be right back next year, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get me wrong.
All they need is a good safety.
Right.
They need an Eric Berry, Earl Thomas-esque player.
Yeah.
They need someone. They don't need a hard hitter because they got Vic Beasley. These linebackers can smack people. But what they need is a good coverage guy that when their corners do get beat, because they are old, once they get beat, he's right there to pick it up. So that's all they need.
Yeah.
They need that good safety to pick it up.
And on the on the other side of things, I'm going to go Kansas City, New England, as you predicted as well. Now this game to me is a complete toss-up. You've got the wild card defense that's just why are they good?
Exactly.
Then you've got New England's defense, and they're just disciplined. They can adjust to any situation.
Absolutely, and they don't give up points.
They're brilliant. Now
16.8 per game.
My thing is that defense hasn't seen that dynamic of an offense all year. Now they saw Seattle, and Seattle is a very inconsistent offense coming from a Seattle fan.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Right.
Now, outside of that, they saw Pittsburgh without Big Ben. That
Joe Flacco.
Right, and it's Joe Flacco. He's hit or miss.
Right.
Outside of that, I think Miami was the best offense they saw.
I'd say either Miami or beginning of the season Arizona.
Yeah, and Arizona just wasn't pretty.
Miami probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I'd say Miami.
So what I'm saying here is this is going to be a lot closer of a game than we all think because of the ability of these big plays. Now, how do you beat New England? You just make things happen.
Right.
And that's exactly what Kansas City does.
Exactly.
So I think I'm going to give Kansas City a little bit of an edge. I would love to see New York and New England in that rematch the third time. Tom Brady comes and solidifies his legacy.
Destroys Eli Manning.
But I'm going to
retires. I hate you.
I'm going to take Kansas City, and I'm going to say Kansas City goes on to win the Super Bowl.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna second Garrett. I'm gonna say New England, Green Bay. Really both. That was a great prediction. Reason being, Green Bay's hot.
Definitely.
When Aaron Rodgers is playing hot, you really can't slow him down. And the way he prepares for games, he actually, unlike most people, he likes practice.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers loves practice. He said more than he likes games. He loves practice more than he loves games. So when you get a quarterback that likes practice more than games, that's saying something. But I'm going to take New England. I feel like New England will win the Super Bowl this year just because that defense is playing well. And when you keep giving Tom Brady tries, he's going to score. It's just what happens.
This happens when he's the best quarterback of all time.
You can't argue that, Garrett. But once again, guys, thank you for watching. I know it's been a long time, but we'll get back into the grind. Vacation's over. Work time started.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see you guys after playoff week 1.